Welcome, Bell Fountain First Church of God family. We thank you for tuning in today. We just wanted to come back out and just get together and reach back out to you guys and let you know what's happening this Friday coming up. We are having the parenting conference. It's finally here. We've been talking about it for a couple months, and we've been planning about it for longer than that. So that is coming up this Friday. It starts at 6, and we're going to have, like we said, you come here at 6, we're going to have free pizza.
Free pizza.
Free pizza, so that's exciting. You get something to eat. But we're going to have a lot more for you there besides just to feed your bellies. We're trying to feed your soul. We're trying to feed your mind. We're trying to get in with you and really connect and kind of understand both sides so we can understand what's going on with kids in their schools and in their own situations. And we can understand what's going on in your homes and with your families. And so we can connect with you. We want to partner with you. We want to work alongside with you. And I have my good friend Shannon here. She's, kind of emceeing that event for us on Friday. She's excited. So Shannon, just kind of talk about a little bit what the connection with parents is going to be and what we're trying to do with this thing.
Well, I think we want to connect to everybody. We want to connect with parents, grandparents, aunties, uncles.
Yeah, for sure.
I think we're all parenting in a different day and age that probably we grew up in. I mean, there were blended families back then, but we are seeing multi-generational, far beyond the mom and dad or even grandparents. I know great-grandparents who are now raising their great-grandkids, and in a time where there's such a span of time and things have changed so much, how do you do that? Because, they didn't have social media, they didn't have cell phones, they didn't have what our kids are dealing with today. And our hope is that you will come away from the conference being fulfilled, encouraged. We want to get behind you as parents and just be a support system. I know here at Bell Fountain, there's going to be support groups now. Is that right?
Yeah.
But we're also going to talk. We're going to have the teens. We've got a panel of teens. We've got parents. We've got law enforcement. Mental health will be here. And we want this to be a time to reach out for you, that you can ask the questions and that hopefully we're going to have some answers too. So I think it's going to be a time to really discuss the matters at hand. And I think, as we've witnessed in the last couple of weeks of Nashville and school, and times are turbulent. I worked in the schools for 20 years, and I'll be the first to say it can be a war zone. And I think parents are like, I don't even know what my kids go through there. And I hope to kind of talk about that, and we'll have a resource officer that, when you ask your kids at the end of the day, how was your day? And they're like, fine. What happened? Nothing. But they didn't tell you about all that stuff, and to Communicate and have those tools to how do I reach my kid? Just better than an answer, fine. How was my day?
Sure.
So I think we just want to help. I think as the church, it's our role to help families gather but encourage. And I believe more than anything, that is where the enemy is winning the war. It's where he has gotten on the inside and he is infiltrating those boundaries of the marriage, the family, of what it should have looked like and could look like. But he's also doing a bang-up job hurting our children, drawing our children away. And parents are like, how do I parent in the year 2023?
That's true. And when I think about what you talk about, how he works with kind of the decisiveness, indecisiveness, he works with division.
Yeah.
The idea behind this conference is to come alongside you and help you realize that you're not the only one that's struggling with this parenting thing.
No.
Like there's everyone that's going to be here that night, whether you are a first-time parent, whether you're a parent that thinks you have all the answers. If you are that, please come, because we would love to have those answers at the conference. Or if you're like, all of us, that's just saying, I'm struggling right now. I am struggling to connect with my kids. I'm struggling to connect with my teenagers. I'm struggling to understand the life that they're living in, because it's so vastly different to what what I grew up in just 20 years ago. It's so much different. And kids, even when I teach today, when I try to tell them I didn't have a phone when I was in school, they're like, what? How's that possible? But it's just so different. And what you brought up about great-grandparents raising kids, just how lost they must be if that's just that generational gap with just one trying to go to the next level, and then on from that, just the disconnect that there must be in homes. Just to say, hey, we're all together in this. We are called to serve one another. We are called to lift one another up. We're called to just be a community that just relies on each other. And why not come together and just talk about it and be open and be honest and say, hey, we're all struggling. Not just, me, but everyone right alongside me can say, there's times when I don't connect with my kids very well. And I get that answer from my kids all the time. Like, how was your day? Same thing as yesterday.
Yeah.
Same thing. How could it be the same thing as yesterday? It's a completely different day. It's a new gift.
Yeah.
What did you do? How did you use it? Who did you connect with today? What bonds were made or what bonds were broken? And just having those talks and talking to other people and understanding it's not just you that can't connect with your kids. All of us are struggling with that. So I'm excited. I'm excited for Friday. I'm excited, of course, for pizza.
Pizza?
Yeah, but I'm more excited just to come alongside with people, like-minded people that are just want to say, hey, how can we help our families? How can we help our kids? How can we be there? And how can we come together just to be the church, to be the church body, to reach one another, to help one another? How can we do that?
I love that where we're going to have it. We're going to have it in the gym here at Bell Fountain First Church of God. And one of the things with our pizza and just sitting at round tables, and I love what you said, like we want to feel like this is just a big Thanksgiving meal, a big Friday night, come together and sit down and talk. This is not formal. Come as you are. If you're coming from work, come in your jeans, come in your scrubs. Not fancy. This is not a church conference in the sense that, you know, it may be the more, I don't know, put together where it's this needs to be, you know what I mean, like in the box more or less.
Yeah.
This is for everybody. We're going to sit around tables, talk, eat pizza. Jeremy Lyles is going to be here. He's going to play some music, even like for the dinner part. And just, we want to sit down. I love what you said, being united. It made me think about even parents are divided, maybe a husband and wife. We're all raised in two different homes, right?
For
and
sure.
we're come together. So someone who may say, well, this is fine. Another spouse may say, no way, we're not doing this. And how can we help you as parents come together? Blended families, how can we help you with divorced families and the kids? And some of the things that I know I've seen that kids struggle with in a blended family, or dad on the weekends, or mom every week, every other week. We got to talk about those things. If we just continue to stay in our divisiveness, like you talk about, the ununified state, and just everybody's angry and mad, we don't resolve anything. And so Friday night is just a thing to come together and really talk it out. Push each other and say, hey, what are you struggling with, Drew? How are you doing with this with your kids? I know my girls are in their late 20s and 30, and for them parenting, I'm still parenting them. And they're like, Mom, you don't get it. Like, we're raising kids different than what we were. And I want to be a good grandparent. I want to be a good grandparent to my grandkids, plus my adult children too. So I think it's more of a, not what's wrong in the world and how we're going to solve it, but how can we support, help each other. And, you know, the Word of God is infallible. We know that, right? And if we can find those nuggets and build on those together, I think we win. You know, it's just the battle we're trying to win. And as everybody's divided, Satan wins every time.
Absolutely.
If we can unite for the betterment of our kids and our next generation, we win. But if we are divided as adults, we can't sit down and have a conversation about really, really hard things. And things that, you know, we didn't talk about in school, or our grandparents and parents didn't talk about, but those kids are dealing with it today, and I think we have to just be really real about it and be honest. So.
Absolutely, yeah, and that's one of the key goals of this conference, is to come together and connect, but also to support. Like you said, we're forming those support groups so we can reach back out afterwards and just continue to build that bond and grow together as we grow closer to Christ. So that's the idea behind the whole thing. So I hope you come out, you support us. I hope you attend. If you haven't yet, please sign up at Eventbrite. Get on there, sign up, so we can just kind of have an idea. It's a free event, but we'd like to have an idea of how much pizza to buy,
free pizza.
how much stuff to have, and to be prepared for that. So if you can, sign up. We would love for you to come. Plus, let me remind you, we do have childcare that night. Noah's Ark, some of Noah's Ark staff, daycare staff is providing childcare for us that night. So if you can't find a sitter, bring your kids. More than happy, and they can partake in the pizza as well. So there'll be plenty of that. So we hope you come out to see us. We're praying for you, and we love you, and we just want to lift you up. So please come see us Friday if you can.
See you Friday.